Hello and welcome back to Spread Some Magic 1928. Today we have our second Fantasyland Faire Fold from the Red Rose Tavern at Disneyland, and that is the chicken fold. There are actually two chicken folds on the menu. There is a spicy chicken fold and a regular chicken fold. Everything about the fold is the same except the chicken. One is spicy and one's not. They use a breaded piece of chicken that's been fried. I've got my favorite here from Olive Garden, the chicken fritta. They use a hash brown, just like the beef one. We've got cheddar cheese, white queso, and then a dill pickle aioli. That's not something you can easily find in a store. So let me get this stuff moved aside, and we will make that dill pickle aioli. Oh yeah, and it's wrapped in a tortilla. I would think that's obvious, but maybe not. For the aioli, we're gonna start off with 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. And then it calls for half a teaspoon of dried dill. My garden's going crazy with dill, so I chopped fresh, and you would do 3 times the amount. So that's about 1.5 teaspoons of fresh dill. And then it calls for 3 tablespoons of dill pickle brine, or the juice from a jar of pickles. So I tried to find the jar that had the most juice that would be easiest to dish up. And then to that, everything else is just a pinch. Pinch of garlic powder. But I like extra. So I'm gonna do 2 pinches of garlic powder. A dash of hot sauce, or to taste. So if you want it a little spicy, this is where you could do it. You could make it a spicy chicken wrap by making this spicy. But in the parks, it is the chicken that's spicy. And then salt and pepper to taste. So we're just gonna do 2 twists of salt, and I'll do 4 of pepper. And then mix. Ooh, it's very juicy with all that brine in there. I may need to add more mayonnaise. I'm gonna taste it, and then we'll see. That's pretty good. If you like pickles, right? It's pickle juice and extra dill. But that's delicious. So I'm gonna add, it's pretty thin. Yep. Oh, maybe because there's a chunk on the spoon. You can see from where I spilled, it's pretty thin. So maybe just do 2 teaspoons of pickle juice. I like my aiolis to be a little thicker than this. So I am going to add some more mayonnaise. Not much more, maybe 1 more tablespoon, a little bit more hot sauce to give it some kick. And I think that's actually it, no more garlic. And then I'm gonna heat up the chicken and the hash browns. I'll just throw the chicken in the air fryer the last like 3 minutes of the hash browns, and then we'll be back to assemble. All right, we've got everything right here. We've got our chicken patty, our hash brown patty, our slice of cheddar cheese. I did heat up the queso just a little bit. It'll get a little bit more cooked in there. And then I thickened this up basically to the consistency of that hamburger sauce we used when we made the other fold. So I'm gonna toss the tortilla right here on top of my griddle pan. And we wanna put the cheese down first. And that's because when we flip it over to toast that side of the tortilla, it'll melt the cheese all nice and toasty. Then chicken patty. Next is the white queso. And it actually does say white queso on the menu. I use Trader Joe's white queso. And be generous with it. Honestly, most people say there's too much queso in the parks, and I feel like I put this amount on my burger one, and it didn't feel like too much. Maybe it's just me. And then we're gonna put our hash brown. And then we're gonna top it with the dill aioli. And then, I don't know how much of that to put on. That looks good. Then we fold. So you start with 1 main fold, and then you do like little folds as you go around the circle. Uh-oh. Ooh, no, I might put too much aioli. Okay. You just keep folding. My chicken piece was a little small, and that's okay. There we go. So it's all folded, and then we put it seam side down. heat over medium heat, and then flip it over once that side's golden down. Once that side is golden, then we can flip it over, and it mostly stays together. I did do this on camera for the hamburger one, so if you want to see it, go over there. Otherwise, I will be right back to cut into this. Look at that. Beautiful. Shall we cut it open? Oh, I have a feeling this is going to be good. Oh, I missed the end of the tortilla there. It's all right. Oh, look at that. The chicken Fantasyland Faire Fold, found at Red Rose Tavern in Disneyland. Currently in 2025, spring and summer. Anyhow, let's dig in. All right, it's super ooey gooey here, so let's just try that corner. Okay, that dill aioli with the white queso and the cheddar, it works. But I also got no chicken with that bite, so gotta do it again. This is super tasty. I have a feeling I would like the spicy one a lot. Depends on what kind of spice, honestly. Of course, I could always just throw some tapatio on this or make that aioli spicier. But this is fantastic. I know, it's like theme park food. It's kind of tchotchke, right? Because we all love our chicken, our crunch wraps, and there are people divided on this. They think it's not worth your time or your effort, but you know what? At least at home, this is delicious. I know you can buy chicken patties at the grocery store frozen. I have bought those in the past, but these Olive Garden chicken fritters are my favorite. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it right. I could pound and fry my own. It's a lot of mess. This was easy. We did it in minutes. So anyhow, if you want to change up your crunch wrap game or try making them at home, this is a delicious option. If you're on YouTube, I will link my burger one because I thought that one was fantastic also. I've already made it again. And yeah, thanks for stopping by today. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. And spread some magic wherever you are. Until next time.